There's something inherently haunting about the premise of Transformers. Maybe it's watching robots without creators, as though their world underwent some horrible apocalypse, like maybe Skynet already murdered everyone.
So if you guys are robots, who made you?
Please.
The first characters on screen in the first episode were on the hunt for vanishing resources. The stakes have always been high, and the war for Cybertron Trilogy embraces this. This series is dark and somber. Cybertron is gloomy, covered with relics from the past and wholly devoid of organic life. The cast are familiar and beautifully animated with that classic blocky appearance, but faded and scarred to fit darker aesthetic. On one hand, the robots are our beloved characters, more human than ever. But on the other hand, they are definitely machines, and the series plays with that quite well. On one hand, we have Shockwave, who deactivated his emotions, something only a machine could do, while most characters seem anything but robots, capable of making complex moral choices like a human. And speaking of humans, there isn't one to be seen as yet, personally. I often find the quality of Transformers shows increases with the absence of human characters. Without people, the robots themselves have to be what we connect with emotionally. Of course, a balance can be found. Most of the best characters ever created are human, after all. But when it comes to Transformers, the majority of live-action productions seem a bit, well, distracted by the Transformers being robots. While making them as real as possible does wonders for the special effects, it seems to hamper characterization, especially of the Decepticons, and leads us into questions we really never asked. For instance, RC was originally set to appear in the 2007 film, but was cut. When questioned about the change by IGN, Roberto Orci, one of the screenplay writers, stated, "I would have liked to see RC, but the idea of a female Transformer needs its own explanation, and there just wasn't going to be enough time. It would have been like, oh, that's convenient, they're trying to appease women with a pink Transformer. So rather than having that happen, let it just be a straight shot and speak for itself right now." RC did make an appearance in Revenge of the Fallen, along with this. Including humans also creates a simple question. What perspective are we seeing this story from? In Transformers Prime, we're introduced to the robots first, who later encounter the human cast. While in Armada, we don't have our first real meeting with a Transformer until near the end of the first episode. But in War for Cybertron, the robots aren't just spectacle, they're the cast, the protagonists, and the villains, who seem capable of love and hate, loyalty and treachery, caught in an epic yet personal conflict. Without humans, suspending our disbelief is easier and takes us far away from our lives into the struggle of the robots, and the show doesn't waste the potential created by that. At the forefront are themes of leadership and the opposing views of Optimus and Megatron. They aren't just good or bad because we're told they are. Their merits and flaws are on full display, and, without spoiling anything, Megatron is one of the best things about the show. He feels like a fully realized character who genuinely struggles with his choices as much as Optimus does, and it's in their solutions that we learn who to cheer for. It's the kind of thing I expect when reading literature or even from some comic book movies. But not from Transformers. There's a lot I could say about how the series makes great use of the more magical elements of the franchise, something that has always been a mainstay in my mind, and the plot often leans into the fantasy genre, but I'll save that for a later video. Of course, the show isn't perfect. The dialogue is sometimes amateurish, and there are a few things I thought were rushed, mainly in Season 2, but it never distracts from my enjoyment. Transformers tend to be grandiose.
I'm going to end your hunger once and for all.
Or if I must die, I shall take you with me. No more, Optimus Prime. Grant me mercy, I beg of you.
You, who are without mercy, now plead for it?
Humans don't deserve to live. They deserve to choose for themselves. And you will die with them. Join them in extinction!
This latest incarnation of the story is no exception. In fact, they cranked it up to 11. I understand not everyone will like this style, and may cite the dialogue as unrealistic, problematic, or pretentious, but for me it adds a sort of Shakespearean gravitas. Of course, I did grow up with Beast Wars, so make of that what you will. To sum it up, the first 2 seasons are short and sweet, standing at just 12 25-minute episodes. There's always lots of action to keep things going and enough plot threads and characters to keep things unpredictable, and I'd definitely recommend the show to hardcore fans and casual viewers, and there's adequate time to catch up on it before the last season. Like a lot of modern shows, it probably sprang into existence to resell us our childhoods. However, the writers are clearly doing their best to maximize the material and give the audience lots of what they came for, transforming robots. I hope you'll check it out. Thanks for listening.